Hi, Tefl-Dude here, and today I'm going to show you how to record whatever is on your screen, whatever you're watching, whatever you're doing, on your desktop, on your monitor, for free using the OBS system. Now, maybe you've got a Zoom call. This is particularly important with people like me and other people, teachers who have meetings. You're given instructions, but maybe you didn't understand them clearly, or perhaps you had to go away, answer the door, and you missed part of the instructions. Sure, they're uploaded maybe later. Most of these are recorded, but you need it now. You need it today. And why not record it yourself? And I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's a little video of one where I was in a meeting and I really knew I wasn't going to remember what I had to do. So I'll show you a little snippet. This is what was recorded using OBS.
Click. In the video that I sent you, the button was...
And you can see I've blurred out the faces for good reason. But later I was able to watch it and I remembered what to do, and thank God I did that. So once again, disclaimer, let the people know you are recording it as I had asked these people. It's been recorded anyway. However, if you don't tell them, they're not really going to know, because that's just the way the system is. However, you do need, by law, in most countries, to tell them. So let's download the OBS now and get going. Okay, so you need OBS. You're going to probably record a Zoom meeting or MS Teams meeting. Let's download it and get it working, and it will take no time at all. So in your browser, just type OBS, and there, click on the first item. And I'm going to download it for Windows, but you may have a Mac or Linux. It works all the same. And you can see for my download, it's taken me less than a minute. But this morning when I did it, it took about 15 minutes. So be patient. Now I'm going to stop it because I already have it. I don't need it 3 times. Go to your downloads area, and I'm going to double click the installation. So just click next, next, next. You know the drill. There's no added bloatware with this. There's no antiviruses you have to install. None of that stuff. It's pure, clean, the best system ever. All YouTube video users use it because, well, it really is amazing once you get into it. I use it for all my videos. You see me splitting screens. I'm recording different screens at the same time. It can do magic, but this is just the basic we want you to do. We just want to quickly record what's on our screen and in good quality. And I'm going to show you a little trick there to make sure you get the settings right for really good quality. This will take another few minutes, so I'll pause until we get there. Okay, now we're there and it says launch, so we'll leave it ticked and we'll launch it. But do be aware it may take a few minutes to actually launch the first time it does it. So we're going to have to be a little patient. Okay, so the first time you open the program, or it opens, you have to decide, do you want to do streaming and recording? Now, most people don't want to stream. Unless you're streaming a lesson, then you're probably really intelligent about technology more than we are. Here, we're just going to do it for recording. I will not be streaming. So click next. Now here, in the settings, the resolution, if that's your highest, choose that. But for me, because I've got a Surface Pro, this is my highest, and I want it to record at the highest ability possible. Just click next. Don't worry about this 60 or 30, that's not a problem. Next. And this is important because what is here isn't really true. The recording encoder, you need to know what is the best encoder. It already has fathomed out this is your best encoder, so it's very good at that. And you may have other encoders, but this is the one. Remember that name, okay? Because we're going to have to go in the settings and make sure this is done, which it won't be, by the way. High quality medium, yada, yada, yada. Here's the canvas resolution I wanted, 2736. However, when it's outputted, it will be scaled down, and I don't want that because then it looks horrible. So I'm going to change that as well. So let's just apply the settings it's offered. Now you've got a blank screen here, but you want to obviously record your desktop. Now the first thing you have to do, you've got a scene here. All you have to do is click the plus icon and click desk or display capture. There are many things here on the list. Don't get freaked out. You're only ever going to use one or two of them. That's like this and the camera. So display capture, you could name it desktop if you wanted to. And then simply choose from here. So that's our primary monitor, as you can see. Now notice here it's got capture cursor. So if you want to record your mouse cursor for instruction video, then you'll need this on. But if, let's say, you're recording a video you made and you're re-recording it, you want to put some voiceover on it, then you probably don't want the mouse floating around. So you could actually turn this off. And then when you record your video, you won't see it. But I'm going to leave it on just for now. Click OK. And you can see here, it's actually recording this recorder, and it goes on and on and on forever. So don't worry, you can, remove that. But what happens is when you're recording, this has to disappear. So you have to, you see as I move it, I'm recording this. You can see my arrow there. So once you press record, you will have to move this out of the way. There is a little trick I can show you where you won't have to move it out of the way, but it's best to move it out of the way. Now, because you're going to have to move it out of the way, you might think, well, so when you press start, you'd have to press start, minimize it, and then when you're finished, you can see here it's recording. When you're finished, open it up again and stop the recording. Now, we've got our screen. I told you before we begin, we need to go into settings. But also pay attention, the audio is already fixed for you. Look, it recognizes this is my microphone. Now that's, see where it's going in the red? That's clipping. That's going to be horrible. So what you want to do is move this down a bit like this. And if it's in the yellow like that, that's perfect. That's good for your voice if you're making tuitional video or if you want your recording to be there. Now, the sound, the desktop audio, that's also automatically chosen for you. And you can see when I move this button, it goes bling, bling, and you can see it's written up there. So that way, you know it's recording the audio from the Zoom meeting or wherever, or whatever's on your desktop. So they're done. All you need to do now is check those settings before we click go. If you go to the settings here, this button is just for hiding the desktop. If you want to click this, then what happens there is, watch this. You can now see the desktop. This is what you will be recording. And you can see my yellow arrow here. I'm touching start recording, but you can't see anything because it's made it invisible. That's nice. But I think we should put it back. So settings and put that back, click apply, and it's there again. So you can see it being recorded in case you want to record this, maybe not. So the main settings are, I often change the appearance. You don't have to. I just like it. It looks a bit better if we use, instead of the default, we go to Rachni. Really nice. Look at that. Ooh. Look how nice that is. Very nice. That's just one of my favorite settings, that's all. Now, the main thing is the output and the video, okay? Already you can see it's decided to scale it down. I don't want to do that. I want to leave it at the highest possible so it's good quality. Change that straight away. The output, finally, is it gives you the simple view, and it says here it's recording using the high quality. It says it's using hybrid MP4, and I'll explain that to you in a minute, whether you want to keep that or not. And it's doing the hardware, which it said it would. However, let's go into advanced. This is streaming. We don't care about that. It's going to stream in X264. Don't worry about that. But the recording, it says it's going to use the encoder of the stream encoder, which is the X264, not the one it promised, which is this one. Now, don't worry, because OBS knows which is the best one for you, as it said at the beginning. So use that one. So we've chosen that one. And in addition, it's got it down at 5,000. That's not very good quality, but we're going to leave it there. Later, when you're recording videos of videos or something very detailed, you want it to be very sharp, we're going to up this to 25,000 something. And I'll show you later how you can edit it so it's a smaller file size. Basically, this is all you need to change. So you've got your codec. This hybrid, what it's supposed to do is if your computer crashes, if your battery runs out, you'll lose your data. But if you put it on MKV, 100%, it will save everything up until that point. I would leave it on that, because later I always end up changing it anyway using Handbrake, which I'll show you. There's a link on the description above how you can crush a 7 GB video into like 40 megabytes or something ridiculous. So I would change that, but don't worry if you leave it on that. For argument's sake, we'll leave it on that for now. Okay. So we'll set our apply, and maybe before we do, another little tip, you can use some hotkeys. So I would advise you, just to start recording, you could use Alt-R. Yeah, so let's do this. Alt-R. And for the other ones, stop recording, Control-Alt-S. Because for some reason, Alt-S is belonging to something else. Alt-P for pause, and Alt-U for unpause. So you can remember it quite easily. So I'm going to apply these settings and click OK. And now we're ready to record our Zoom meeting. Let's do that. And I'll show you using the quick keys as well. So I'm going to open a Zoom meeting and we'll see you in 2 seconds. Okay, now we're ready to join a Zoom meeting. The Zoom meeting's waiting for us. Now remember, if this is the first time you've used OBS and all you've ever added is a display capture, then you're fine to run OBS first and then the Zoom. As you'll see, my camera will work on Zoom. So let's click on that. And I'm just going to click join a meeting, okay? And I'm going to join. Enter the passcode. And I want to use the Surface front camera. I've got 2 cameras. So I'm going to say yes. And you'll see I can use the camera. If you're wondering why I have a mustache on, it's because in the video settings, you can actually add strange stuff. So I would like, actually I'd like to add this as well. Ta-da! So here I am on the Zoom meeting, and let's join. And I'm waiting to be accepted. So here I am waiting. Now you might think, okay, let's start pressing record now. So I'm going to start recording because I'm meeting. Let's start the recording and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I've been admitted and here we are. I'm going to silence my audio. You can hear me. Okay, so there you have the meeting. I'm being echoed out of my Surface Pro here. Apologies for that. But there's the meeting. There's the screen. You're recording it. Everything's fine. And you can tell we're recording it because of this red button here. Now, imagine you want to pause it. You say, we're going to have a break. Let's pause it. Remember your special keys. So I'm going to do Alt-P. And you can see that this key has gone like a double yellow bar. That's pause. Alt-U. And now it's unpaused. And also this has popped up for some reason. And once again, if we want to stop the meeting, you can either click the Control-Alt-S, or you can simply open this up again and just click Stop Recording. And it's as simple as that. So I've stopped recording, the meeting is still going on, but then I'm going to leave the meeting. Okay. Now, that's all well and good. But notice there's one thing missing. So long as you never add your camera to this, you'll never have an issue with starting OBS first and then the zoom. However, once you add your camera to this, you will have to start your zoom first with the camera. And I'll show you what I mean, because once I add my camera here, maybe you're doing some instructional video and you want to add your camera, video capture. I'm just going to put, I've got front and back, so I'll put FR here for front. Okay. And there's my front camera. There I am. Now, once I've added that device, once it's here, you can see there it is in the corner. You can make it bigger, as small as you want. If you want to focus on the size here, all you have to do is click Alt when the arrow goes like this, and you can squeeze it in like this. Alt, squeezing the arrow like this. And then you can click away, and then you can move it to whatever size you want. You can make it tiny in the corner. So that is the joy of OBS. However, even if I turn off this camera, here I can turn it off. You've already added it to the system of OBS. So the next time we join Zoom, if we have OBS on first, you won't be able to open it. Watch, I'll show you. I still have the meeting running, by the way. So I'm going to join Zoom. Okay. Okay, so now watch what happens when I try to click on my video. It won't allow it. Even though my video is not on the OBS system and not active, it is there. And forever now, you will need to start Zoom before OBS. I can use my rear camera, but that's only because I've never added it to OBS in the first place. But I want to add my front camera, obviously, and you'll see it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do in order to get it to work, we're going to have to close this out, close the Zoom meeting, forget about the Zoom meeting, and we're going to have to close the OBS. Now, remember the first one to open is the owner of the camera. So I'm going to open the Zoom. Okay, so now watch what happens. Now I can use my camera. So I'm going to join using the camera. Okay. Now it's waiting to add me in. While you're waiting, get your OBS running. But you will notice on the OBS, you cannot get your camera working on the OBS because it's been stolen by Zoom. Zoom has it. So once we get admitted, I'll let us get admitted. You can start recording now, and I'll show you the results of that. Let's start recording, and I'll click admit. And there you can see I've joined the meeting. I'm recording the meeting because you can see the red dot at the bottom. Nobody knows I'm recording, so make sure you ask them if it's okay. And that's it. So remember, whichever item opens first, that is the owner of the camera. And I'm going to stop my recording. I'm not going to use my mouse. I'm going to use the magic key. Control-Alt-S. And you can see it says stopping recording, and it stopped. Let's go and look at those recordings. Okay, so here are two of the recordings we made. Let's see if we can actually hear them and see them. This is the first one. Okay, I'll just move it faster. And there you go, you can see it's recorded. Let's have a look at the second one. Okay, so there you can see and hear that the video is alive and working well. So let's have a look at the sizes. Now this one is 5 minutes at 203 megabytes. This one is 1 minute 45. So these sizes, if that's a 40-minute video, that's going to be quite large. But check out my video on Handbrake and you'll see how I made this 6 gigabyte file turn into a 42 megabyte file. That's like, I don't know, 99% shrinkage. So it's brilliant. So check out the Handbrake video. It is really ingenious. And also you'll notice this is MKV because that's my favorite. It doesn't break down if something happens to your computer. MP4 will. So you can change that in the settings. So I think that's all for now for this quickly record what's on Zoom. In the next video, I'll show you how to record what is on your screen if you're giving the instructional video, how you can make this mouse yellow, how you can record what's on your screen and put your image there, and how you can shrink it so you can email it to your students. So check out that video coming next. Don't forget to subscribe and give this a like, and happy Zoom meeting recordings. Bye for now.